Today, airplane affords people the luxury of flying high beyond clouds. But before human beings were able to escape gravity, they must be so stunned to see such a magnificent cloud sea as to believe they were in heaven. To the ancient Chinese, there may be nowhere else like Huangshan where this kind of feeling would be evoked. Xiake, a famous traveler in Ming Dynasty, has said that if you have been to Mount Huangshan, then there is no need to visit all the other mountains. Maybe the heaven-like image of this mountain simply paled his experience with other mountains. Huangshan's beauty comes not only from cloud sea, but also pines in extraordinary shapes, rocks with unusual looks, and springs. In addition, there were 2 beautiful lakes, 3 waterfalls, 16 springs, and 24 streams. Thanks to such rich natural endowment, Huangshan is also renowned as a huge zoo and a botanical garden. Mount Huangshan is located in the south part of Anhui Province. It is a watershed of the Yangtze River and Qiantang River, occupying 1,200 square kilometers. It enjoys rainy days all the year round and fall subtropical area. Mount Huangshan, that we know, is only the middle part of it, which has been opened up to the public. This is the essence of Huangshan Range, about 154 square kilometers. Mount Huangshan is formed mainly of granite, millions of years ago with a Himalayan orogeny. Mount Huangshan emerged from seabed. Afterwards, the sedimentary rocks covering the granite were gradually eroded and formed granite peaks over 1,000 meters high. 2 million years ago, at the 4th Ice Age, Mount Huangshan moved above the snow line, carved by glacier, weathering, and water flow. Huangshan has taken the unique features as we see nowadays. Peak Tiandufeng, Lianhuafeng, and Huangmingding are the 3 peaks of Mount Huangshan. Since early ancient times, they have been regarded as Santianzidu, which means City of God. In the Qing Dynasty, people named them Yishan because of the dark green-black color of the 3 main peaks and their surrounding peaks. In Tang Dynasty, folklore said that the legendary Huangdi, the reputed ancestor of all Chinese, once attempted to make elixir in this very mountain, and after 480 years trial and error, he made it to heaven eventually. Tang Xuanzong, the 2nd emperor of Tang Dynasty, believed in this legend and renamed Yishan as Huangshan in June 747. Mount Huangshan embraces outstanding features of many other famous mountains. In addition, the 4 seasons here have their respective beauty. Even in a day, the view of this mountain can vary thanks to variations in weather, light, and shade. Those peaks look as if they were cut out, and their color resembles that of jade adored by Chinese. People never hesitate to use the most beautiful words possible to describe this mountain, such as Magic Mountain, the most miraculous mountain under heaven, and the heaven on earth. During the 1970s and 1980s, people could find a Huangshan guest greeting pine was a familiar picture hung in many Chinese households and meeting rooms. This old pine tree is appreciated not only for its elegance and grace, but also its strength and vitality. For many Chinese people, this 800-year-old pine tree with arms spreading out has become a symbol of hospitality, independence, and self-confidence. Huangshan pines ranks number first of the Huangshan's top 4 themes, and the guest greeting pine is not the only one. The pines take on various shape and characters. Some of them burst forth from stones, some grow through narrow holes, some cling to a cliff, while some standing bravely on the top of peaks. Due to absence of abundant earth, these pines' roots would excrete a kind of organic acids that would dissolve rocks slowly, and the roots would absorb the mineral salts in the rock. In such tough envelopment, Huangshan pines grow very slowly. A pine tree no more than 3 meters is always more than 100 years old. Their branches are tenacious and resilient. Coniferous leaves are thick and short, but green perennially, and their roots are usually several times as long as tree trunks. All pines, all rocks graced by pines, and all pines amazing. These are the most appropriate summary to Huangshan pines. The stones here are also unique. Some of them look like animals, some like people, and some like vegetables. They give people limitless room for imagination. This mountain has an interesting name that is backed up by a moving legend or historical story, such as squirrels jumping onto the heaven, view sea monkeys, dream palm and blossom flowers, immortal guidance, immortal drying boots. Wandering among them, travelers feel as if they were in a fairyland full of fascinating stories that they would easily put behind the tiredness of the journey. The changing clouds and mist in Mount Huangshan must be a gift from God. Besides graceful pine trees and pretty stones, the clouds and mists have invested Huangshan with mystery as they are present for over 200 days in a year. Under the warm and wet subtropical climate, water vapor in the atmosphere often condenses into clouds. Clouds and mists float among tremendous peaks and valleys, forming a sea of clouds. Cloud seas are common in many mountains, but it is special here because clouds here are flowing among unusual rocks and dragon-like old pine trees, as if some unknown creatures were swimming in it. When the clouds and mists rise to the top peaks, it seems as if big waves were dancing, leaving only edges of some high peaks and 1 or 2 pine trees for view. At this time, Tiandufeng and Guangmingding, which are famous for their grandeur, would be reduced to small lonely islands, blurring the line between earth and heaven. There are many ideal spots to enjoy cloud sea view. Yuping is good choice for the South Sea, Qingliangtai for the North Sea, Paiyu for the West, and Bailing for the East Sea. Because of different valley terrain, the cloud sea in these places can always be totally different from each other. When sun shines through the cloud sea, the latter is painted with amazingly crimson color, taking on a dazzling view. This is another kind of beauty, and to feast their eyes on such beauty, tourists would not mind exhausting their energies. In Mount Huangshan, the four seasons are distinctive, but the most amazing one is the snowy scene. When ingeniously combined with the top four scenes, snow creates many fantastic new looks in winter. When after one night of cold winds, silver flowers blossom on all the trees. Huangshi is particularly charming after snowfall. A poem has it that Mount Huangshan is beautiful all year round, but with the winter scenery being the best. The cloud sea, one of the four wonders of Mount Huangshan, appears more often in winter than in any other seasons. The spectacle of ringed trees sparkling in the sun is a privilege of winter alone. For it is then that you may find yourself in a silver world with icy peaks, clusters of frosty corals suffused with a plentiful supply of the freshest of oxygen-rich fresh air. When the temperature drops below zero, heavy fog will condensate and become white crystals on trees, rocks, bushes, and etc. This is rhyme which turned Mount Huangshan into a world of crystals. Pines, rocks, clouds, stream, and snow create amazing scenes in this mountain. Countless poets and painters have been enchanted by the beauty of Mount Huangshan. Over 1,200 years, from the Tang Dynasty to Ming Dynasty, over 20,000 poems were dedicated to Huangshan, and painting with this mountain as a theme are simply numerous. In December 1990, Mount Huangshan was inscribed by UNESCO in World Natural and Cultural Heritage Site list. In February 2004, Mount Huangshan was selected as one of World Geological Parks.